Live from the clubhouse of the Big Red Machine. Good morning, everybody. I am your commissioner, Norman Jamal, and on my right, the captain and GM of the Big Red Machine, Elliot Saka. El, what's up, baby?
Norm, good to be here.
Great to have you.
It's been a long time.
El, let's start with this. You have more wins on this red team than you got on that awful red team that you captained in 2019.
It's really so crazy. It's really so crazy to say it, but, you know, Norm, it was 6 years ago. I know a lot more now than I do then. And, you know, it's just the right things are clicking. Things are clicking. Kind of I knew the identity that I wanted for this team from prior trials and errors. It took me 6 years to figure it out.
What was the identity that you wanted?
That's a great question. So, the way that the ping pong balls fell out, I was really forced to.
It's great.
Yeah, it's great, no?
Yeah.
I was forced to commit to a DNA of the team early. So, I had 5th overall, 4th player off the board. I knew that maybe Zach and Joji would be first 3 off the board in any order, right?
You know what? Okay, yeah.
That's what, you know.
That's what your sources were telling
That's
you.
what I was thinking. I know Nanu was debating Joji. Wasn't sure if I had him. I was great to take him at 5. But I kind of knew that it was really going to be Yedid or Farka. And I love both of them. I've played with Farka twice over the last 3 years. But I just felt that in today's style of play, the bats are too good to go out there with a bottom 50% pitcher, because the way that my draft was really going to play out was, you know, I was slotted in the 3rd. I didn't think it really warranted to take one of the next 2 pitchers in the 2nd round, and then it was really going to be I wasn't going to get a pitcher, so I kind of had to be forced to make, if I wanted my guy, I had to be forced to take him. So once I really made that decision, I was really battling back and forth. Once I made that decision, I kind of had my plan in place where I wanted to put the best team behind Yedid and kind of wanted to build my team around Yedid. Kind of like, really the model, the gold standard is swimming.
That's the gold standard for a pitching, defensive type of team, for sure.
Yep.
12-2. I think they started 5-1. I don't even think they went 6-0.
Yeah.
There's been teams that have been 6-0, 8-0 for sure. There's been a handful, and not all of them have won, believe it or not. Some of them have tailed off. I believe the Colorado Rockies must have been 8-0.
That was with Ralph Hannon years ago.
I think there was a team that might have been 11-0. I forgot. Maybe there was, and maybe they ended up winning it.
But we're not even really, to be honest, we're not even really going there.
No?
No, it's at this point of the season, we all know that the regular season is all about preparing for July ball. And it's really getting better every week. It's getting better every week. There's no, you know, it's just, we all know that the hot team always comes down and wins it all.
Yeah.
And no trophies are given in May.
No.
So, and we have the right guys on our clubhouse that are preaching these things. Whereas we're not making, obviously we want to go out and sweep every week, but we're not making, call it, you know, 6-0 or whatever it is, the end-all be-all of the season. It's all about getting better every week and just peaking at the right time, because this season is an emotional marathon.
Something
really
Zach Ashkenazi did 2 years ago with Shake and Bake is when he drafted his team, he noted that every single person on the team had a ring. Every single person had a YMSL championship.
Great point. It's a great point.
Your team, I got to assume, going up and down, I mean, most of them have rings, especially the core. Yedid, you, Charles, Bub, Henry, Holly.
Sammy and Alco, both rookies.
Right, they're both babies. Ruby Shahabar has a ring? I'm not sure.
So. I don't think Ruby has a ring.
I'm getting a word in my ear. We need to break early.
Okay.
We have a brand new commercial.
Hey now.
We have a brand new commercial that
Hey
you're
now.
going to hear live on the air. Wow. A new sponsor prepped by the famous chef Ray T. Here we go.
Yodeling. kibbles, everything you need by the famous Chef Ray T. Ray T. Prepped by Ray T.
Hello there, everyone. This is six-time YMSL champion Stephen Batesh, letting you in on my secret to success. After a grueling season, a tough doubleheader, and a big comeback win, nothing tastes like victory more than the fine meats of Prepped by the famous chef Ray T. From the juicy steaks to the scrumptious burgers to the delectable mazza, or my personal favorite, the chicken pot pie. You can't go wrong with Prepped by Ray T. Trust a six-time champion. Call Ray T today to cater your summer event and eat happy, my friends.
Prepped by Ray T. Get your brisket, get your burgers, your hot dogs, your kibbles, everything you need by the famous Chef Ray T. Ray T.
Anyway, back. Wow, El, that was...
Oh my goodness, I'm salivating. Friday going into Shabbat. No, let me tell you, I was on a pass-off trip where this guy was putting out his goods, and I think 95% of the trip went into a food coma.
Right.
With this guy's goods is so incredible. The freshest meats, and what I'm hearing, he delivers the deal. Always.
Always
And we didn't
delivers
even know
the-
about this.
Oh, I knew. My wife's been ordering from Prepped for years already. It is not the burgers. He has
Oh
so
my
many different
goodness.
varieties
Dude,
and
this
everything.
guy is such
But-
a pro at that.
You mentioned like a trip or whatever. If you go to a party or you go to an event or you go to hear President Donald Trump speak and you see Prepped by Ray T there, is there any better food that you could
You want to
possibly
see that
get?
man's grill,
Yeah, it's-
flipping burgers, and just, he's incredible.
And now with his Instagram, which everyone should follow, he goes, ooh, 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 he does all these different
Right.
moves. You're seeing a Dano aspect of Ray now. You're seeing
It kind of takes away from Dano, because it's kind of like Dano's trying to be Ray T.
That's what it
Ray
is.
T's the original, and Dano's kind of like a little knockoff.
Dano seems to be lost with this Purple Cobras team. We'll get there in a moment. I want to finish up with your team real quick. Like, your team is a bunch of professionals, but I got to say, the vibe is so good from week one. From week one, who'd you open against? Plakata on
Plakata.
Deal Harbor. I went there and I'm like, this team is screaming already. Inning one, week
Yeah.
one. You couldn't have imagined that because, like, Sammy Soroya, rookie, quiet guy, best kid in the world. Now that I'm getting to know him.
guy. He's such a good guy.
What a guy. I noted on his player of the week. Guy texted me the week before.
He's an
You gave me
honest guy.
5 hits. I only got 4.
And he recalled it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, who
He's
would
such a
do
good
that
kid.
in this league?
He's only 21. He turned 21 last Sunday.
Yes, I hope you gave him a beer after the game.
Yes, we gave
You
him
know,
a little celebration. But
you guys were screaming. This guy Bub is off the rails. He is sending me Clifford the Big Red Dog gifs, you know, or gifs or whatever you say. That big red dog across my screen
leading the pack.
every hour of the day. I'm getting that.
It's so crazy because when we were building the team, I wanted lifers. I wanted a bub who 7 days a week he's putting his head on his pillow and he's thinking Big Red Machine.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood, he's in the cages from September. Maxi Dean, you don't I played with him before, but I never really was in his brain. This guy is such a high baseball IQ. The way that him and Yogi navigate through hitters, it's really a thing of beauty. A great battery, very underrated battery.
You know what? Yogi's a lifer also.
Yeah.
Yogi is dying to win in this
And
league.
how about this? Yogi and Hollywood are guys, I feel, that play better in a positive environment. I mean, everyone plays better in a positive environment, but Hollywood with Caballo, when he was with his friends, and it was just and I was on that team, and just to see his energy that he was every week, he was a pro, and you take him away from that, you put him in like a little bit more of like a choking environment. You don't get the best Holly.
You don't get the best
So you
Holly.
gotta let Holly be free. It's kind of like a Rodman. You just gotta let him do his thing. Let him come and let him just do his thing. And I love Holly, and you gotta let Holly be Holly.
And with your uniforms, Holly is not going crazy, Rodman. He went red and white with the
I
bandana.
love playing with Holly. I would pick him every year, and I got him late, like 69, 67.
Yeah, there's some crazy picks late in this draft,
Yeah.
but the hitters are so good. Like you said, the pitchers are worth more because the hitters are so damn good in this league that you get someone like, if you can't play Gold Glove and hit the ball, you're not going in the top 50,
No.
60 picks anymore. You have to have both.
It's so crazy because it's like you're really getting so many different talent pools in the league at this point, where you have the lifers of that whole Abe J class that is
Right.
still putting out real quality ball.
The AJ class, you're including like JT.
Yeah, all those guys are still
AJ.
playing top
Right.
30% ball, and then it's like the Japan imports with all the Lakewood guys. You're
Yes.
only getting the Otanis of the world. You're only getting the Uri Adlers. You're really able to hand select who you're coming
It's
in.
crazy, yeah.
And now you have this young pipeline that's coming up. The league is in such a great spot.
I want to talk young pipeline. First, I'm sorry, I'm getting word in my ear. Mother's Day is
Yes.
in 36 hours. Your
Yes.
wife is right in there. I hope you did something.
I had a cake pre-ordered 5 months ago when we filmed in Heffy's house.
Sugar and spice, I hope.
Sugar, spice,
Big.
Sugar, spice, sugar, spice, sugar, spice, sugar, spice, sugar and spice, together so nice. 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 So nice.
spice,
Big red. Big
You like that, Chet?
red. I love all your chants. You guys are on fire. I gotta tell you, I love being at your field.
Best chant, honestly, and like you gotta let these things happen naturally. You can't go in with a pre-chant.
Right.
We were playing a scrimmage against Flakata, and Eddie Harari was on the mound, and it was like Bub 8-pitch at bat, Hollywood 8-pitch at bat, Henry 8-pitch at bat, Eshko. He's like a bunch of cats in the batter's box, like a bunch of pests,
Right.
and we just really rallied behind that. So Eshko's new nickname is the King of the Cats. And we're just tough outs. We're scrappy. We're tough outs. We're contact hitters. We play fast, and you just gotta like let these things happen naturally. All of a sudden, Bub is on the sideline just screaming, "Big Red," and we just got behind it. And it's just
You leave there with a migraine if you're not on your
Oh, my
team. You
goodness.
leave with a
Oh, my
migraine. It's not annoying. It's just you don't it's like when there's like a loud air conditioner and then it
Yeah.
turns off and
Right.
you're like, oh, I
Thank
didn't
God
even
it's over.
realize.
Thank
Right.
God.
You don't realize while it's on, but then when you leave, you're like, oh, my brain can think again. It's
crazy.
a loud chant. Nothing against the other team. It's only saying the words "Big Red"
Right, no ill will.
1,000 times in a row, and then you have guys like Holly, like Henry,
Right.
like Bub, who will not stop. They
No.
won't stop. They'll keep
No.
going.
And they'll say the right things at the right time. Down 3-0, Henry's getting our mind straight.
Yeah,
That's why-
get one, get
get
two.
one, scrap away. I think game 2 we were coasting of last week. I think Adler got 9 of the first 10 guys out.
Is that Birdman?
Birdman.
Birdman, Purple Cobra, is
Yeah,
on his way
yeah.
to Globo Gym.
Right.
Yeah, you're down 4-0. Yeah, tell me.
And then just Henry set us straight. He said just chip away, and Bub started off that inning in game 2, and we just put up a 6 spot. So
You ever play with Henry before this?
of course Henry is a family friend of the Sakas.
Yeah.
Goes way back with Heffy. We actually had a team in 2010 or something, way back when it was Sack Attack in the Tahina League. And it was all the Sakas and Henry.
And Lee Zareki, I
And
believe,
Lee
was on
and,
the
and,
team.
Hen-
yeah.
and even Maurice. Even Isaac Saka, A.B. Saka. So we went all Sakas and Henry. So I played with Henry for maybe 6-7 times over the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And he's just an incredible teammate.
What a winner type of guy to have. I think of his role on the Knights. I think of his role on a few different championship
It's really
teams.
priceless what he brings to the
It's
team.
huge. And like, you mentioned a lot of young crop coming up. You never know which one is going to be just a talented guy,
Mm-hmm.
which one is going to be this, and which one's going to be the future Henry that's going to be that type of guy that you just need in a clubhouse to go all the way, you know?
It's so crazy because first off, when I'm captaining from the outfield, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Where you're not, in the dirt, calling or walking this guy, whatever it is. So when I took Yedid, and then I took a rookie shortstop, I needed that veteran presence in the infield, and I knew like Henry was like a slot in my mind. I knew I was going Henry.
Right.
I had it penciled in. If I didn't have him, I was going to go for like a Max Sutton or something like that.
Right.
But I needed that
Similar,
guy.
yeah.
First off, no one knew how Sammy was going to translate.
Right.
I needed that to help with Sammy, but at the same time, just to help with Udine and just control the infield. And Henry is such a valuable pick.
And then on the other side of Henry, you went Charles, your
Yes.
brother.
That was a questionable pick.
I didn't love the pick. I told you, I don't love the Charles. I get it. It's your brother. You want to be with him, blah, blah, blah. But you captain. You got to win. You got to put the best team on the field. Charles is batting .667.
And it's a real 667.
Through 3 games.
It's a real 667. He's hitting the cover off the ball. And, I always saw Charles as a pure hitter. He hits the ball on the line. Just the balls are really finding the holes, and he's hitting great wood. And he's, bats, anything above 350 for him is house money.
Right.
Because you know that he's going to play Gold Glove infield.
Yeah, he's a great infielder.
And he just extends the lineup and just keeps that gritty mentality in our order. There's no easy outs.
He's also an important piece because let's say 1 week Henry can't
He
come.
can play anywhere.
Plays third. Let's say Sammy, has to leave a game for whatever reason. Charles plays short. Henry could play short. That's so
We're very
key in the
versatile.
team. And you mentioned hard to captain from the outfield. You were going to catch this year. You were going to play first base. You were open to doing any of these things.
I was going to do anything. If the right picks fell where they were, I was going to catch. And I was going to put someone else in left. I was very flexible. I wanted to go in with an open mentality. I feel like a lot of times in our league, people that are grandfathered into positions.
Yeah.
And they're can't really escape them. It takes time to escape it.
That's the Rafael Devers effect.
Yes.
This guy won't, on the Boston Red Sox, with a 8-year contract, won't change his position.
It's so crazy.
Won't play first. I'm not a first baseman.
It's so crazy.
Okay, a couple of things. Sammy Soroya, it's not a secret. We all knew how good he was. Even if everyone knew this is not just a rookie that's coming in and we'll see how it translates. This is not Roland, This is not...
he had the resume.
This is a guy that's going to be an immediate top pick, and by next year...
He's a top 5 pick.
He's the top 5 pick. He could be the first overall pick.
It's so crazy because in the pre-draft scouting, I asked around. Obviously, I asked Max and Sammy, who I respect a lot, and they coach us. Max coached. We coached against them.
Yeah,
we coached against them.
We saw him in high school.
We saw him in 10th
and we
grade.
said in 10th grade JV. We said this guy's like a YMSL player now in 10th grade. He hit that right center gap.
Stevie went like this.
But he hit the ball. No one hits the ball like that in 10th grade. None of these kids.
No.
And we said, holy cow, this guy's... So in 10th grade, how old are you? You're 15 years old. So 6 years ago, we're like, this guy's a different level. But look, is anything surprised you? Maybe the defense, the demeanor, or you knew all of this?
I knew who he was, but I just didn't know how quickly it was going to translate.
Right.
And, I asked Max, am I going Sammy? He goes, if I'm the captain, he's third player off the board.
Right.
And I asked other people in like Cheetos played with him in the night. I asked Cheetos, give me the rundown on Sammy. Sammy, same exact thing. So I was leaning Sammy if he fell to me, and then I was at the choice, Sammy or Mark Braha, and I just went for the upside. Well, I love playing with Mark. I went to the World Series with him.
Mark's playing great this year.
He is.
After the first week. First week he was bad.
I'm happy for him.
Next 2 weeks, the guy's playing great.
Mark's a pro.
Now with Sammy,
and how about this? I called him.
Yeah.
I called him. I did I give him a nice rookie moment on the clock before I called him, and his first word was, "What took you so long?"
Ah, no way.
So I knew he had the confidence, the moxie, because you need a thick skin to play in this league.
But you know what, El? First of all, he knows the league.
Yeah.
He was a fill-in scorekeeper for us
There
more
you
than
go.
once.
You need to be a scorekeeper in this league.
I really think it matters.
It does.
I think it matters when a Zvi Rishti or a Ronald Roland Towell or these guys come up through the ranks and they already are familiar with the personality of the league and you're not overwhelmed. But anyway, that aside, Max Sutton is known for his ridiculous statements. But in this case,
he was
right. You could make a case. I want this guy first. You could make the case. I don't know if I'd go first. Maybe I'd go second. by next year, he's not going into the top half of the first round.
So
he's
crazy.
not going.
And he's 21.
21. So it's great to see because we had Mosham, and then we had Z. We still have both of them actually. Z is still in his prime.
And you're getting another one of those talents.
You're getting another. This is huge for softball in our community. It's
and
huge.
He's a great kid. He's such a great kid.
And he's a great kid. Okay. One question on your team. Ruben Shahabar, Gems by. Is he happy with his role on this team?
Yes. Gems, I love Gems by. He's taking on a great role with this team.
Good.
And he's fully embracing his role, and he's happy with his role. His clips, you get his weekly Big Red summary on the highlights.
Oh, yeah. I happen to love his messages.
His
I
message
think
is great.
They're so positive, Like,
He's
say
very
what you
cool.
want. What is Ruby telling me this or that? I happen to love a nice, positive message.
Yeah.
Jack Abadi sends a Devar Torah to his team
Isaac
every
Indy
week.
sends that to the family chat.
It's unbelievable.
Good for Jack.
You know what? He is brilliant.
He is.
He is brilliant.
And what Jack is doing in Carolina,
Oh, no, it's the whole league.
the way that he is controlling these guys.
It's a godsend for me.
Is
It's for the league.
Yeah, commissioner office, you have nothing on your desk right now.
My feet are up from
Right.
9 to 5.
Right,
My
yeah.
feet are up. And I'm just wondering what
Good for Jack.
I can do.
Good for Jack. Good for the league. It just if that team could do damage, right, which they are, and they played an incredible week last week.
Listen.
A.B. Saka with the stomach flu, I heard.
Yeah. They have had a very tough schedule,
Yeah.
and they're 3-3. They are going to rack up some wins now going forward.
They should.
I think they're one of the better teams in the league. I think they're top 3 team in the league right now with you, 12 Commandments, and them. Because
And the Havers. Havers have a good team.
I think the Havers team had an alarming loss last week against
Right.
Plakata, who I think is the weakest team in the league. So I am alarmed by how many fly balls, weak outs, 1, 2, 3 innings that black team had, the Stratton Oakmont.
Hard to really stay, for 4 or 5 hours, really like disciplined when
so
the
hard.
game just goes and you get into like that 4-inning lull.
It's so hard. We
Yeah.
played a Hillel baseball game against a very weak team, and we lost. We blew it because we played down to their competition.
Like,
And that's
crazy.
on us. But you know what? That's also on Abe Haber. He's the captain of the team, and he lost a game. He's going to regret that loss the rest of the year because it's always going to be one loss against a weaker team that you shouldn't have had.
Yeah.
And this year with the standings, we have weak teams and we have
Great
good
teams.
teams. There's 4, and then there's 4. Now, this week with the standings, are we finally going to get what we didn't get in the first 3 weeks? Are we going to get a standings buster where one of these bottom teams beats a better team and all of a sudden you see movement? Or are we going to keep seeing this? What are we going to keep seeing? This? Or are we going to see all of a sudden, bam, Plakata somehow sweeps the 12 Commandments and the league gets turned upside down? That's what I want to know from you.
Right.
You pick the games. Let's do some predictions, and as we talk about the teams, we'll go a little deeper into the teams.
So first game is 12 Commandments against Plakata on the track, which played beautifully last week.
It was great, no?
Played first off, the rain in the highlights
So good.
gave such like a playoff atmosphere. Like when Giambi on the Yankees hit that grand slam in the rain.
Yeah.
It just like elevated the tension. It was needed for the league to kind of like advance.
So good. When you look at, I looked at the forecast, and every app said 11 to 11:30 is when the rain starts.
Yeah.
Never gonna be crazy heavy.
You gotta play through. You did the right call.
You know what? You could start at 8:30 or whatever, but it wasn't that heavy, the rain. It
No.
was a tenth
It
of
was
an
steady
inch.
rain, but it
steady rain. But I go, this is exactly the type of ending. We had a game, slap in the base, which was Navy. Which was Navy against an Abe Saka team on Memorial 1 years ago. It was a very frustrating week. It was the week that Terry threw out 10 guys. He threw out a baddie that week. It was that week. It started pouring, and Abe Saka was drenched on Memorial 1. And it reminded me of that week. It was so cool to see The Tar Heels versus 12 Commandments in the pouring rain, making web gem.
It was a great game. That was an all-time. That'll be on YMSL Classics.
Yeah.
Rerunning for the next 20 years. What a great game that was. And to see A.B. Saka, give him a lot of credit.
Oh,
I think they said he was stomach flu for the last 24 hours. Ugh.
I had him signing the baseball card. The guy couldn't even stand up.
Yeah.
4
Give
hours
him a lot of
later.
credit.
4 hours later, he's getting 5 outs in the last inning
It's so crazy.
because a baddie.
I saw the nutty
Threw a
at
ball
bat.
away.
Mid at bat, he was hurt like he was just doubled over.
Yeah.
So-
he left that. He emptied the tank to hit the outside corner.
Yeah.
He got called for a ball outside, but you saw he used all his energy and
Yeah.
he just doubled
It's hard.
over.
It's hard.
Then he gets Nutty, the best hitter in the league right now,
Chopper.
to ground out to short, and Barnathan doesn't take me out in
Oh my
second.
goodness. How could you not? Like, what's going through his mind? First off, the fact that kid's hitting, no one had that on their bingo card.
He's hitting.
No one even had him penciled in the lineup.
No.
And the fact that kid's hitting is just good for them that they found that. Hopefully he could keep it up. It's just funny when he's rounding the bases and his jersey just looks like a parachute. You know? No, it's great when the highlights when you have like Abe Saka and Jimmy and Yak, and then you see like they take up half the
Roland.
screen and then Roland.
Barnathan, Gindi. Then you have like Alan Jamal. He's a tall string bean.
It's so classy. It's so classy.
So Barnathan is either going to win them the World Series or cost them the playoff
Yeah.
game, or both, or something.
That'll age Batty and Jack and Chucky, Uncle Chucky, very very
Listen,
quickly.
Chuck may need a week off. He was going to lose his mind. It was one of the stupidest innings I've ever seen in my life. Clean line drive, Barnathan didn't go to second. Clean gapper, Barnathan didn't go to third. Ground ball to short, he doesn't throw the ball to second base to end the game. Abadi perfectly has positioned himself at second base,
Right.
takes his time at the game on the line. Nate B, of all people, running. Abadi could have beat him to the bag if
So
he crawled
crazy.
there. It was just...
Is that alarming to you to see that type of ball?
No, it's alarming to me. But the Barnathan factor, he's gonna have to be coached on every single pitch. He's one of
Right.
these guys that you have to say, like you know when
Like
you're in
when
the
we're
little
coaching
league,
in JV, you need to tell them throw to second base.
touch third and then throw to
When we're
first.
screaming from the dugout, hit the cutoff man,
Right.
don't throw home.
Exactly. Or it's not a force, you need to tag him. He needs to be coached on every single play. And as soon as a baddie stops doing that, he's gonna do something wrong.
We all know there's going to be a moment in July where there's 1,000 people watching, and he's going to get the ball, and God knows what's going to happen.
How much could you love this league with the personalities of
It's so
every
crazy.
player from 1 to 96? You could analyze each guy. It's
so
crazy. Okay, let's
Predictions?
go. No, 12 Commandments. One moment before they're playing Placata.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the defense on this team. It is one of the best defensive teams I've ever seen.
With Ali at short, no less.
Yeah, Ali, who I left off the top plays with that jumping
Yeah.
grab at the end of game one. I
still
forgot
doing it.
about that play. Saban, at first, he made a bonehead play when he got a cutoff from right.
And he threw it to second.
Yeah, with men all
That
over
was
the
the Jimmy
place.
grand slam,
Yeah,
right?
with men all over the place.
Bonehead.
You're up 5-1. Ball's coming in. You have the cutoff. Only 1 run, maybe 2 runs scored. 5-3, worst case,
Mm-hmm.
or 5-2 even. I don't even know. Why throw that ball? Saban, you're in the league 40 years. No extra throws like that. He threw the
And
ball.
he preaches that.
Yeah, bonehead play. But
He made
his
that scoop,
scoops,
right? I saw that
and
scoop.
then he made another scoop, also an easier one.
With
But
the
the one on the top plays was a tough.
That was a
scoop.
good play.
So he's playing great. Barsano at third. Is,
Web gem after web gem.
He's Nolan Arenado.
He's incredible.
He's crazy. And then their outfield, Shimmy and Wright playing great.
Sounds like Shimmy's finding his role. A little less pressure off of Shimmy this year,
Yeah.
right? At least he's finally able to make him more.
There are a couple of right fielders, big names, that screwed up big plays this year, like JT.
What did he do?
JT's not having a great year in right. He let the Farka base hit turn into a grand slam.
Right.
Similar to what you did in left field in week 1. You let a
Yes,
base hit
against
turn
Rose.
into a home run. There was another right fielder that screwed up. Oh, Shalou
Shalou.
in right. So you have big names playing right, but you know who the best right fielders in the league are right now?
The Bubs.
Shimmy, Bub, These types of guys that play right field every year.
They know it's the science. They know the angle off of each batter's ball.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah. Okay, 12 Commandments versus Plakata. I'm worried about
Me
Plakata.
too.
Gabe has not touched the ball. Hank Dweck, MVP candidate, top hitter in the league, has not touched the ball yet. He's flying out every time, I think. Who else? Leo Pachoto possibly has one hit through 6 games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to get any easier against 12 Commandments. And I don't think Nate B ever had an offense this good in his career playing in the league.
I don't think Nate B ever had a defense this good
both.
in his career
Both.
either.
That is one of the top teams in the league for sure, hands down, what they're doing.
It's scary.
And I don't think Plakata has a chance. And I'm surprised there was no trades at the deadline. I thought there was for sure going to be a little bit of movement, especially at the bottom. But I was looking at the stats. They have 24 runs
Oh, good deal.
through 6 games.
24 runs.
Through 6 games.
That's 4 runs a
4
game.
runs a game. Against, and they're playing a top pitcher in the league.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them.
How are they going to compete?
It's going to have to be. Hank Dweck's going to have to hit the ball. Solias take off the sweatshirt, wear a jersey. That's it.
Yeah, I want to see these guys
Man up.
Man up. You need Hank. You need Hank. You need Soli, and you need Gabe to really get you 15 hits.
Yeah.
You need a lot of action from these guys, or else this team is doomed because they're not. The lineup is just so stagnant, and it's not really moving
Yeah.
through the order as quickly as it should be. And these guys are getting 3 at bats a game, and so I don't think it's going to get any easier. I think 2 lopsided victories for 12 Commandments this week.
It's hard to predict that because it never ends up happening, but I absolutely agree with you. The 12 Commandments, you're 6-0, they're 5-1, but you had the same opponents for 4 of the games. You both swept the 61s. You both swept Cobras. They played the Tar Heels.
You paid Plakata.
You played Plakata. So that's the only difference right there. They lost the game to the Tar Heels. You swept Plakata. So I think you're both with the great records right now. You both have the great top pitchers. I can't see the 12 Commandments with the way they're playing unless they take the foot off the gas.
No.
Which, has Saban ever done that?
No.
Never. And I don't know if you guys noticed, the mountain, a little bit of noise there, a little bit, which is the indicator, the smallest indicator that there's going to be an eruption this year.
Not
and
this
I
week.
can't wait.
Not going to be this week.
Not this week.
Not this week.
Okay, so we're both taking the 12 Commandments to sweep, which would put them at 7-1. What a start if they actually get it
and
done.
further stretch out that standings, where the rich get richer and the bottom just keeps falling out.
The 1%ers.
Yep.
Go for it.
Next game is Tar Heels against Nation United
This is a great
on
game.
Fireman's East.
That belongs on Fireman's. A Nation United cannot fail. It just cannot. What Nash has done with this team after the after the analysis, after the Noah Hakeem pick that got bashed.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Eddie Casson, he also took 3-4 rounds too early. Just what Nash has done is moved his infield, moved Maxwell Sutton to third, moved himself to first.
What was the original line?
Nash was playing third himself originally. Max was short center.
That's a good adjustment.
He put Noah at short center. Did you see that play that Noah made?
Noah, another guy that we coached,
Yeah.
where we saw this guy and we knew he was going to be a star. I didn't know it was going to be this quickly. We knew he had the glove, but I'm proud of Noah. I think the fact that he's producing this early is great for the league. But web jam after web jam, he made a diving play in the hole. And right next to Mark Braha. That's a very dangerous left side.
Yeah.
How's Max doing with the throw from third base?
He's fine.
Fine?
He's
Because that's
doing
his
it
thing.
this year.
He usually lobs that throw.
Yeah. But you know what? No, Max is making the throws. I haven't seen any bounce throws from Maxwell yet.
So that's a great left
Playing
side.
well.
That's
Max
a great
is not
alignment.
hitting great yet, but he's going to get it. We were talking in Shul recently. He's a little off balance. I noted it, but he's coming around at the right time, and you know where he'll be when the
sure.
games really count.
He peaks as the season goes.
Yeah, this is an unbelievable matchup. Nation's team is very good. Mikey Miz, this guy.
He's another guy I wanted on my team. Great player.
That's a winner player to have on a team.
Yeah.
That's the right guy to draft. plays every position on the
Utility,
field.
he could hit, he could run, he's saying the right things. He's a good glue for that team.
You know what? For all the teams to give the bad grade to, this team unflappable. Is Nanu gonna care?
But I
Is
can't
Mark gonna
believe, because I
care?
was looking at it, Leo, again, he's leading the league in walks,
Yeah.
but they only gave up 40 runs, which is like in the middle of the pack
Yeah.
compared to some of the other teams. So the defense must be bailing him out.
The D is excellent on this team.
Because he's putting, there's guys on, no doubt, but they're stranding guys. So I don't know. I don't think Leo's pitching to the outs as much as speed that the defense is making plays. So
With the alignment that they changed and Joe G in center. By the way, Joe G has not yet hit his stride. He could take over a doubleheader.
They'll come.
He could show up against the Tar Heels
They have Ween, right?
and hit 3 homers. They've Ween in right, Joe G in center, left field rookie Eddie Casson, who could make the plays in left
Right.
field, no problem there. And then Max, Mark, Noah, Mikey Miz, Nanu.
It's a good infield.
It's very good. Who's their catch? Nathan Malla, very good player.
Pro catch.
Yeah,
He-
he's a very, very good player.
I heard
A
he's
real
hitting.
bat, and he fires the ball back to Leo in a second.
Yeah.
It's very good to keep Leo moving. It's a very, it's a better team than I thought for sure.
Yeah.
Noah Hakeem is a better hitter than what he's showing us this season.
Crazy. These rookies that we coach, I didn't think these guys were going to hit this early.
I know.
There's always an adjustment, a year or two, just to get accustomed to the pitching and whatnot. I mean, the fact that he's hitting is a great sign. For
But
the
he
league.
could hit better, Noah.
Yeah.
Noah can hit better.
He has pop.
He has real pop. He needs more confidence in the plate. He used to get up there like a man and get ready to hack.
Playing against
This year he's trying.
Jacobowitz and Fresh.
Yeah, but this year he's trying to foul tip balls. I don't know what he's doing. He's
I
got
haven't
to
seen
get it
that
together.
team really, so I haven't really.
They're really good. Zvi Rishdi on the 12 Commandments. So
Another great
proud of
player.
how this kid is playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
and next to Ali, who has, we all know he has limited range, but he's making the plays.
Yeah.
It's very important for Svi to be able to cover that. And he got taller. He's got moxie on the field.
Yeah.
And how about DR, who is? I asked him. He said he has having more enjoyment watching his son
Yeah.
than playing on the field.
yeah, well, we say it in coaching also.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy. But you know what? Especially at this stage, his son's in the YMSL.
Yeah.
It's not a coaching second grade, underhand, this and hit the ball. It's watching your son in the league that DR won 6 rings in.
Right.
You know, like Stephen Batesh, our spokesman for
Ray
Prep
T.
by Ray T.
Yep.
I think DR won 5 rings actually. Okay, so what's your prediction in this unbelievable game, Tar Heels versus Nanu Nation? I love that game.
I think it's gonna be. I think we're looking at a hard-fought split. I think there's gonna be a lot of pressure on the Nation defense because you know that with the Tar Heels top of their lineup, but even their bottom, who's getting on, there's gonna be a lot of traffic on the bases. Leo's gonna put guys on, but you need the. I trust that Nation's gonna make the plays. It's gonna be a high-scoring battle, but I think Nation is gonna do enough to barely pull one out. It's kind of gonna be like they're down, like the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
The Celtics, they were up the whole game, and then somehow the Knicks went up 2-0.
What is going on?
Somehow Tar Heels are going to control that whole game, but somehow Nation is going to be able to eke out a win.
I think the Tar Heels, with the 5-1, 6-0, 4-2 teams, the Tar Heels could be the best team in the league. They've had a
crazy.
very hard schedule, very hard schedule so far. They could be the best team in the league. However, I really am buying into what I'm seeing from Nanu Nation. I'm going with a hard-fought split as well. 8:30 start is not great for the Tar Heels. They seem to like to go to the batting cages.
Right.
I don't know. I feel like the 9 a.m. is better for them typically. I'm gonna go Nanu Nation wins game 1. Tar Heels come back and
Storming game 2.
yeah, and just blow them away in game 2. Everyone leaves sort of happy, sort of upset.
Right.
Did we agree on both picks so far?
I think so.
Okay,
So
go
far.
for it.
We'll do next, which is going to be the blackout game. The Cobras, the 1-5 Cobras, against the 1-5 61s
Okay.
on Fireman's West.
You got it. Knock
How'd
out.
that game draw Fireman's West on Mother's Day?
Great question.
2-10 combined the record,
These teams may never see Fireman's West again.
and you're going to give them on Mother's Day?
If I can knock them both out on one game,
Right.
if I can knock them both out, give them. You're both playing on Fireman's West in
And then
week
send them
4.
to the Toms River.
We'll see.
Right.
We'll see. in Lakewood, the field with the 4 fields.
Right.
You're on field 3 over there, and you're on racetrack 42. I've been doing this the last couple of years. Week 4 and 5, getting some weaker teams there, because by week 6 and 7, the top teams are going to be on firearms,
Right.
and there's no argument about that. So, except week 7, you need to have the tie-break teams back
Right.
on firearms. So week 4 is when I get, when I could clear
That's the
something.
garbage.
Exactly. So, you played both these teams.
Yeah, I'll give you my analysis on both.
Go for it.
61s are a lot better than a 1 and 5 team.
Okay.
I was very impressed by what I saw from Adler, who was really navigating lineups well. He changes speeds very well, and I thought he did a good job of keeping hitters off balance. He does not walk guys. He has like max lead walk rates.
Wow.
So he's pitch to contact. The defense needs to be better, and Jaga did a great job of picking a rock solid D with Jake, Zach, Joey Cohen.
Who's not performing? I've been at very, very few innings of 61 games.
I don't know. I
believe it
just
or
feel
not.
like there's plays that they usually make.
Tell me where. Third base. Jake, is he making plays?
Yeah, Jake's not the problem, but just like a ball that will trickle into infield and guys not covering second, or the balls,
Zach at short making plays?
Zach's making the plays every shortstop's making, but we did notice that the great plays that Zach usually makes are like off his glove, let's just say, or like a half a step. He'll get there, obviously.
Right.
Zach's the best player in the league, but the great plays that he is notorious for making on those highlight loops that you always see.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing that they're off his glove. You don't got to question Zach. You know it's coming.
No one's questioning, but and he usually
But
emerges.
it's just noticeable. You ask me what's noticeable. That's.
But when you look at the Zach diving plays, they're week 7, they're week 6.
Yeah, okay.
He's like a Mocas. He's like one of these guys that just wakes up when it really, really matters. Although, like you said, he's the first pick. You gotta be up the whole time. He's batting close to 700, close
Yeah.
to 600,
He's
something
incredible.
crazy. Okay.
Haron was a tough loss for them.
Pickup of Eli Bahara Braha.
Brother of the Tar Heels fan of the year.
Tar Heels super fan. I don't know if he's fan of the year. Brother of Tar Heels super fan Elliot Bahara
They
Braha.
have his services going over the 61s.
I don't know where he's gonna go this week. He's so deranged you can't even figure out where he's gonna go. What do you think of that pickup? You coached Eli for 4 years now.
Yeah, I think Eli. I can't say enough good things about him. He is a pure athlete. Probably has Isaac Gindi range in the outfield, and he could play. He could be your best infielder, or he could also be your best outfielder. He's really like a Swiss Army knife, a pure athlete. The hitting, he's not gonna hit like Aharon. It's gonna
Right.
take him some time, but he's a contact hitter who could leg out a hustle double, and he takes 4 strides and he's at first base already.
Yeah, I got nothing to add. That's a perfect analysis. The hitting is not Aharon. The fielding is excellent. Fastest guy in the league,
Yeah.
best guy, and not going to be phased by anything in the line.
Left field, he's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
No problems about manning left field. He's going to get to every ball. Falker will tell him to throw to the right bag. He's got a great arm.
Farka is not producing offensively. I've seen
Now,
very
we played
few
him
at
last week.
bats.
He didn't get a lot of hits, but he had great contact.
Yeah?
He hit like a laser. Jackie Eshko snagged it. Bub snagged one in the right center gap. He's getting good wood.
Bub guessed right there. He played him in the right spot
Yeah,
because
Bub's-
Farka could also hit the line.
Yeah,
So
played him towards the gap. I think we went through that play.
you did.
And I'm not worried about Farka. He's going to come around.
That play, you went 3 and put Bub in the gap, or he put himself in the gap. So
Yeah.
you left the left field line open where Farka hit his grand slam, and he lined out to Bub.
They're not a 1 and 5 team. I'm telling you.
Oh, the Cobras?
Cobras, I think so. I'm gonna be honest. I love Dano. I played with Dano last year. One of the best captains to ever play for. I just feel like it's an auto 10 spot. Nothing against Jeff. It's just that the hitters in this league are too good. They're too good that every time through the top 5 is 2 runs.
Yeah.
The first 5 hitters is an automatic 2-3 runs. So you're automatically to be at par. The Cobras offense needs to put up 11 runs.
Yeah, and you
It's
know
a lot
what?
to ask for.
It's actually Jacob's team that's given up 10 runs a game.
Yeah.
The 61s have given up 61
So
runs.
crazy.
A bunch of people noticed
10 runs
that
a game.
this week. 10 runs a game and then 1 just for the team
Not a
name.
knock on the pitchers. I just think it's the offense is just too good.
But Jeffrey tries to navigate that top 5 by walking Joe G every time.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You're going to have to stand on the mound, pick your spots where you're walking, but it can't be a walk every time to Zach or a walk every time to Joe G.
It just adds unnecessary traffic.
You're just going to add traffic, and they're going to come around and score, and they
You
are.
like their new alignment with Shalou in right and Mo Shama at short?
Abe Saka is raving how good Shalou is, the best outfielder in the league or whatever. So you have to like it because who's better than Mo Sham at shortstop?
Right.
I don't care if Mo Sham's 1,000 years old. He's making that play at short.
My worry is with Jeff on the mound, you need a stellar defense.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can't give 5-6 outs an inning. You have, I think, Butchie at third, Mo Sham at short. There's Juber. I don't know who plays second for them.
They just changed it. They have Joe Eschko at first now. Sonny, who's a good glove, DHing now. Joe
So who's the other
Eschko.
infielder?
I'm trying to remember. Is it Bird?
Whatever. I feel there's limited range in that infield.
There's a very limited range.
You
You're
have
right.
ground balls that are getting through the hole, and it's a lot extra pressure on Jeffrey, who needs perfection on defense. And I don't know. I don't see how a team cannot score 8 to 10 runs on them.
It's a poorly constructed team.
Yeah.
I didn't like it out of the draft. People loved it. When I came out with the whiteboard, people were shocked at the mid-tier grade I gave them because they thought at leaving the draft that
It was an
Nano had the
all-star
best team in the league. Like, this team is
I mean,
unbeatable.
they got a lot of bad breaks.
I love how everyone forgets that. They remember when I give a bad grade and the team does well. But what about when I put my name on the line and say this team isn't good and I'm giving them a C or something,
Right.
and then
they'll forget.
how quickly you all
But they
forget.
did. You got to give them that they had a few bad breaks.
They-
MC,
so
a
that-
first round pick, you lost.
And MC was injured, and they didn't replace him. They didn't have him for weeks 1 and 2. Bad break. Abe J, even though they got the temp replacement,
Yeah.
not the same.
And how about Abe J with that moment in the rain? It's
Yeah.
just, it's what the league is all about. Really
That
special
rain.
moment.
Like you said, the rain. When Abe J's standing on third, and now it's pouring.
Right.
He's drenched. He's just standing there, and you think of what this guy went through. He spent a month in Israel,
Yeah.
basically. You know, with his whole life on pause.
Yeah.
You know, and then he finally comes back Friday afternoon late. They had a parade for his son on Jim Lynch.
Beautiful.
And then he shows up Sunday and hits the game-winning shot for a team that needs it. But
That's
I
a
think
lifer. That's a YMSL lifer.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can't put a price on it.
You can't put a price on it, but I think that's how they won that game. It was an Abe J special moment.
Yep.
I think the 61s sweep them this week.
They're a much better team from what I saw.
You saw them both. You think they're much better.
Yeah, I hope, the defense could back Jeffrey up because it can't be extra outs. Like when we played them, there was 6 outs an inning.
Yeah.
Balls were going off the gloves. You just can't afford that. And I just don't know if they have the personnel in the infield to really weather the storm. So I just, I think the 61s are gonna put up a lot of runs. And I think we're looking at a sweep there.
If not now, when? As we're all learning Pirkei Avot right
Yes.
now. If not now, when? If these teams leave with a split, they should both.
Nail it in.
Like you said, we'll see you in Lakewood. We'll see you in Toms River. We'll see you in Jackson.
61's gotta.
Don't leave
they
here
need-
with a split.
they
One of
need to
you
prove
sweep
it.
the other.
And I thought the 61's moxie was good last week. They were all at the field at like 7:45.
Yeah,
they
they
showed
were.
up early. Jigga had them in the right headspace. They just have to dodge that one bad inning. And
It's-
Simcha's pitching to contact, and that's what you're gonna get out of him. That's what you want out of him.
But you know what? Jigga's the best catcher this league has ever seen. When Simcha's given up 2, then 3, then 4, get off your butt, walk to the
Yeah,
mound,
good
calm him
point.
down, figure something out. I don't know, but it can't happen every game. Every pitcher is going to have an inning when they give up 10 runs. Every
You gotta
pitcher
limit
at
it.
some point is
You
going to
gotta
give up
know
a big amount of runs. Can't be every game.
It's true.
Cannot be every game. And Jigga or Zach from short or whoever, someone's got to calm him down and talk to him
I
because.
think you're gonna see a unified 61s this week. I really do.
And to the fools that thought when Jacob picked Zach, oh, this is going to be another Zach team, they cannot be further off. This is Jacob's
This
team.
is Jigga has his DNA all over it.
It's Jacob's DNA, and it's his mess right now. He's got to fix
And he's
it.
got to clean it up, and I think he will. And if not now, then mail it in.
If not now, when Bahara gets the call up from Hillel. Okay, one more game. Who are you playing?
Is Stratton.
Where are you playing?
We're playing on Dale School.
Dale School. I wonder if the field matters for that. D doesn't love deal school. I know that.
I actually think Harbor plays a lot better than the main.
Yeah.
It has like that slanted outfield. But yeah, we're gonna have to navigate it. What do you
The
think? about
Harbor
this
infield is nowhere near as good as the main infield.
Yeah.
I happen to think I lost a little bit of my view of Stratton based on how bad they played last week. Like you said, it's hard to keep it up for a doubleheader. But when I was looking at the highlights of their game and I just saw 1,000 pop-ups to the infield, of Rummy Rosenberg catching high pops all day, there were no top plays from that field. There was only one because
Pop-up after pop-up.
can of corn after can of corn. They won 10-0. They let their foot off the gas. Alarming.
In like 40 minutes, they won 10-0.
Yeah. It was a bad loss for them, but they're a good team. Edmund Beta, I'm not going to go over the whole roster. They're a good team. They're good defense. Ellie Race, leadoff
Yeah,
man.
that guy's producing.
Yeah, good import for the league.
Yeah.
Funny guy. Funny
He's
guy.
another Japan guy. You're only getting the Otanis and the Yamamotos.
But this guy's not from like Lakewood. He's
Where
from,
he from?
Muncie. The guy's traveling like 8 hours to get
Down
here.
there, this guy's waking up 5 a.m.,
Yeah.
getting in a van, and
Yeah.
driving 3 hours.
Not a van. He is driving a car with a license plate that says race car because his name is Race. Race car, it says.
I don't know where you find these guys. Did he find us or we found him?
I don't know. The truth, I'm sure Max Sutton gave him to me. I
Right.
don't know. I have no idea.
For all we know, it could have been some guy out of Texas that got his hands on the link.
But listen, he said that 475, man. I go, you're in.
Crazy.
He's a good guy. The team is very good.
I think they're a great team. And don't doubt Mo Haber.
I don't doubt Mo Haber,
I play with Mo Haber, one of the best captains to play for. The
Yeah.
guy that you...
but Mo Haber's not the captain. Abe
I
Haber's
know,
the
but
captain.
we all know his pulse is in that clubhouse.
Of course, his pulse is in any clubhouse
Right.
that he's going to be on. What do you think? Are you predicting your game or no?
I'm not gonna give. I've been in this league long enough to give Mo Haber any extra fuel. So, Mo, you're gonna have to see me on the field.
Should I give him fuel?
Give whatever you want.
Is this the standings buster? Is this the guy that sweeps Big Red, sends you to 6-2, and improves them to 6-2?
They're definitely a top.
That's
top
a standings
three team.
buster.
They're a top 3 team any way you slice it.
Or you go to 8-0, and they fall to 4-4, and
then
maybe
Tar
get
Heels
jumped
mess.
around. Who the hell knows? I am going. I'll go with Big Red to sweep
Let's go, baby.
because
Let's
I didn't like the offense from Stratton. Let them use this as fuel all weekend.
Right.
And
No,
then, of course, when they win 2 or
I
1,
told you, NRJ. I told you.
and I'll get this clip
Right.
with this background. I'll go with you guys to sweep. You go to 8-0. 12 Commandments, 7-1. Stratton falls down. Tar Heels go up. Jigga comes up, and Plakata and Purple are in deep trouble. That's my opinion on what happens this week.
Yeah, let's say it's a great week for the league. You're gonna know a lot. Official halfway point
Can't wait.
is gonna be this week.
What a fun year this year is.
It's
So-
really a great year.
BH,
What you're
going
doing
great.
is incredible.
Going
now,
great.
was this by design? You get all of these guys from all different circles. You have the Hillel pipeline. Was that by design, or do you just let this happen naturally?
No, the Hillel pipeline is clearly by design, because when we started coaching 5-6 years ago, we said you have a gap like Bub's age. Bub in Hollywood. Go up and down 2 years from that direction. You had nobody. You had 2 guys in the YMSL from that whole era. You know?
And even Zach, we were doing it from Zach to like Buka.
Zach to
It was
Buka.
like 7 years.
You have 4 guys.
So it was like me, Zach, Marty, and Buka,
Right.
and Mo Giddy.
So what's the future of the league? Are you going to stick with Eddie Michon and Mo Haber and Henry Shalem and Jeffrey Saka, who are all
Lifers.
Hall of Famers? You know, they're unbelievable. But how long are you going to go with that without a replenishment? You
Yeah.
need to replenish your goods.
And even from Brooklyn, you have the Barsanos, you have the Alco, you have the Soli S's. So
Yeah.
I think you're still getting prime years of the JTs, the Abe Jeffs of the world, the Farkas of the
And
world.
you need them, because if you lose those guys, or if you lose Mo Haber, you need a little bit of both, because then you lose the intensity of the league.
Correct.
If you have guys that come in and think this league is the same as the 4 other leagues that they're playing in, and
Right.
I could not show up and I could go to Montreal
You
without
lose the
getting
aura.
hammered for the next 10 years.
You lose the aura of the league.
Then you lose the aura of the league.
So you have
You need
those
both.
guys. You have the young 20-year-old crop. You have the Japanese imports,
Yeah.
and it's just all really fueling to this one offensive juggernaut.
It's an offensive juggernaut. The pitchers, like you said, is a bigger premium. And then you get like an import like Uri Adler, who you
Yeah.
know is going to be in the league till the guy's 50 years old. You
Crazy.
know this guy's not going anywhere. Bluestone. Okay, Al, you said it all. Great interview.
Thank you.
Great job.
Great to be on here.
Thank you, Prepped, our newest sponsor.
And Jinga with that jingle. And how about Jinga? He could rap. He could do country. He could do on-site reads.
Can he win a softball
Right.
game?
Could he clean up 61s?
Can he clean up the mess that is the 61s right now? We'll find out on Sunday morning. It's Mother's Day, 8:30 start. Can't wait. El, thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
we will see you soon.
I'll see you, Norm.
This commercial break is brought to you by Fonz Fired Pizza, proud sponsor of the YMSL. Ain't nothing better than getting saucy with Fonz. Reach out to Fonz Fired Pizza for any occasion. We got you covered. And don't forget about our signature frozen pies. They come in various different flavors. Stay saucy, my friends.
Okay, Chef Yusef.
Jiggy on it, baby. Jiggy on it.
We
In
got
this
Chef Yusef.
Volkswagen?
That's right, it's a Volkswagen, that's right. Sheikh Yusef, YMSL predictions. 61s versus the Purple Cobras. Who do you like? I got it.
By the name, I like the Purple Cobras because that's a nice purpley snurpley. I think they can do something.
What does that have to do with anything? Purple Snurple means what?
I don't know. It sounds like a cute outcome for them.
Okay, all right.
I don't know what's their record. How are they doing? Do they have fielding?
I can understand that. They're 1-5, and we are 1-5. 61s is my team.
61s is wow. So 61s has a lot of nostalgia to it. The 61 Yanks. So
There you go.
I'm right there.
You already said though you like the Cobras to win both.
No, I didn't say
That's
both.
what you said.
I said
Let's
the
go to the next
Cobras-
prediction.
Cobras to win both.
Stratton Oakmont versus Big Red Machine. Please mute your phone. Check you.
Big Red Machine. Who is the captain of that team?
Elliot Saka. He's doing a great job. They're 6-0.
Big Red Machine sounds
Stratton Oakman is, you got, can you please mute your phone, Check Yusef?
I did,
Gosh.
sir. Watch the bicycle ride.
I see him. Who do you like there? Big Red or Stratton Oakmont?
Well, I know a little history about Big Red. They're 5-1. I heard that.
Yeah, 6-0.
6-0. And Stratton Oak. What are they record?
Stratton Oakmont's record is, I think they're about 4-2 or 5-1 or
I
something
think
like
you're gonna
that.
get a split. The Saka's
Split.
gonna lose one game.
Okay, they're gonna drop their first game. Let's
Yeah.
go to the next prediction. Tar Heels versus Nanu Nation. Check Yusef.
Who was the Tar Heels captain?
Jack Abadi, Chucky Abadi,
Okay, and
and Nanu Nation. It's a boy named. Tell me where your house is, Check.
that's pulling up a couple of houses.
Couple of houses, okay.
By the Jeep.
Nanu Nation is the Nanu Zolta, Mammoth Cards.
Wallace cards. Okay, I think that's a split. It's a
Split. Okay, we got one more.
That feeling over there.
We got one more. Hold on one second.
Jiggy with here in Hollywood, buddy.
Next prediction: 12 Commandments versus Placata.
12 commandments on a big sweep, baby. I love those commandments.
You like all of the commandments? Okay, that's that. Thank you.
Ciao, Bella.
David Saka. Call David Saka. Call David Saka for a new vehicle.